Welcome to part two. We're just waiting for Lewis from London to join us. Ryan from out Lancashire way. Give me a ring, mate. We'll get you on this week. Chris Burns, you making a comeback or what? We don't know, but we're going to see, aren't we? But I hope you're well. Uh, no, got a link too, lad. Cheers. Just waiting for Lewis. What happens is when people have debuts, sometimes it can be a bit confusing with what to press and all that. I think that probably puts a lot of people off coming on here. That probably and my big gob. Here we are. Here's Lewis. Welcome aboard, Lewis, to part two.
What's happening? You all right?
Hope you're well, lad.
Yep.
Uh, right, Martin Bakoli.
Oh,
You've probably seen Martin Bakoli at the weekend. 299.5 pounds. What's that? 21 stone. Seven, is it? 21 stone is 294. So it's 21 stone, 5.5. That's a lot in it, that.
ridiculous.
You think?
Ridiculous. You know, I don't understand what Billy Nelson's doing, letting him balloon up to, that size. When you look at the size, the weight he was when he fought Anderson, I'm sure he was around 18 stone. I'm sure it was around 18 or 18 and a half stone. But he's too big. You could see it. But I don't understand. To me, the hunger's not there. Because it's like off of that fight when he got KO'd by Parker, got his money, and it's like, all right, what's the what? Where's the hunger now? Where's the hunger? He's just eating, and he's coming in, and it's just like I don't know, but I think also personally, I think he's been, I wouldn't say fanned out, but there's now a kind of template and a blueprint to beat him. You know, you can't stand and trade. But what Ajagba done, and again, Ajagba to me and to many others, he won that fight. He won the fight on Saturday, but they gifted Bakoli a draw. Because again, he's still a so-called name that they're chuck into the mix, and they could not let him lose two in a row. Otherwise, his value would have diminished.
Well, before Thomas M. Rezek, 2016, at 17 stone 4. So where's over 4 stone come from since then? In last 8.5 years, where's 4.5 stone come from? Because it's a lack of discipline, isn't it?
Of course, it is. Of course, it is. He's just there's no discipline. He's eating his way through rounds. He's just ballooned up. And but this is the thing as well. Gone are the days of being, a heavyweight champion or heavyweight contender and looking the part. Obviously, you don't want to stereotype things, but you want kids, you want people to look up to you as a certain figure being the champ.
Yeah.
And what is that looking like that? Even for himself, that like, where's that self pride? To look a certain way, be a certain way. And again, it's like, especially in the world we are in now, where who's going to buy into him? And this is what his management team will look at. Who is going to buy into him looking like that? You know, you're not marketable. You're not marketable because it's a business now. So it's more than just boxing. It's more than just fighting. And this is why when again, when you look at certain things, you look at, I don't want to go off subject, but you look at Joshua and Fury. All right, Joshua's had X, Y, and Z deals because of the way he looks, the way he is. Fury is, what's he done? All right, energy drink, but you can't build on that. You can't build on that. Usyk, same thing. He's had a couple of undercover deals, and because of you look at him, people can buy into that. You can buy into how he looks. Kids, I want to be like that. I want to. There's so much more to it than just being a champ. It's a business. But again, I guess it's for the management teams and yeah, yeah, yeah. Bakoli is just a joke. His weight is a joke. That's all I could say.
You had him losing, I take it then, Lewis.
Yeah, he lost. He lost. He lost, and that's like I said. You can see the blueprint. Stick and move, and he's just plodding around the ring.
Do you think
Heavy.
Billy Nelson's doing a good job with him?
You know what? In one sense, I respect Billy Nelson because he's put. They've both made money out of it now. They've both made a lot of money. So credit to that because Bacoli's gone to him from yesteryear and he's made it happen. So he's ticked a massive box, and there's in a nutshell, there's people who send who's been trying to approach Bakoli. And all Bacoli's doing is sending messages to Billy. Yeah, this is who sent me voice notes. This is who sent me messages because he's proof of concept. He's proved that look, I told you I'm going to put money in your pocket. I told you I'm going to deliver, and he's done that. Regardless of anything, Billy Nelson's done that. But he has to keep him in line and make him be more disciplined. He's a professional fighter, so you cannot be looking like that. You cannot be out of shape like that, plodding around.
Does it leave a lot to be desired with trainer when he's letting guys get in ring overweight?
100%, 100%. But then you then got a question. Well, Billy, are you just in it for the money? You just want to suck the money out? Do you really believe he's going to be the champ? Do you really believe he can make it all the way, or are you just there just to suck the money out and go? Because why would you let him walk around like that?
Yeah. Mm. Interesting, isn't it? Very interesting. £299. It's way too much. Way too much. Way too much. Canelo, I think he's ghost as cooked now. I think he's had 67 fights. I think he looks worn out now. I think Crawford does him, mate. What do you think? Obviously, he's won at weekend, any but here's judges. Pablo Gonzalez, 115, 113. Dan Rex, Tap Dazan, 119, 109. I mean, they're 4 rounds apart then. Other ones, 116, 112. So was the judge who wanted to please them, was he the 119, 109? Because I didn't have it that, did you?
No, not at all. Not at all. I think with Canelo, what's interesting is what is his deal with Turkey? Because initially I heard it was a 4 fight deal. Then I heard it was a 2 fight deal. If it's a 2 fight deal, they're going to make sure he loses that Crawford fight. He's not if he goes to the cards, as long as Crawford's in there. If it goes to the cards, Crawford would win, depending on Canelo's deal. Because otherwise, when you're looking at them beforehand, last year when I heard it was going to be announced, I thought Canelo's too big. But looking at them now, I think what Crawford tried to do throughout the year. Remember, he's been out the ring a long time now, Crawford.
Mm.
But what he has tried to do is naturally put the weight on bit by bit, doing it the right way, bit by bit. And if you look at the stages, every 4 months, you could see he's got bigger and bigger and bigger. Look at him now, next to Canelo in the ring when they've done the face-off. His frame's filled out. He doesn't look that much smaller. But the issue now is, can he carry that power up? And the thing is, Crawford is a technical, like he's a good switch hitter, but he's a technical fighter. So it's whether his power can carry up. I know he's, for God knows how many years now, he's been training and fighting bigger guys, inspiring and what have you. But obviously, it's not the real thing. But he's taken, he's used to them punches coming at him. But it's whether he can take Canelo's power.
Do you feel, Lewis, that Crawford's got a get out of jail free card? If he loses, he can say, "Well, I'm a welterweight anyway," and if he wins, will people say Canelo won't slide? Because I personally think Canelo's on slide myself, personally. Looking at his punch starts and what landed, he wasn't that much better than the guy he's just beat, really, in my opinion. I know he won the fight, but he didn't win it 119, 109, and I don't think he had it all his own way. You would expect a knockout in that sort of fight for Canelo, wouldn't you?
100%, 100%. I think he's on the slide. Um, I think if you look at his last couple of fights, you can see he's slowly been on, declining. And I also think that it could be a possibility that he's kind of, I don't know, but and I'm putting it out there. Is he trying to dupe them into thinking that? So when he goes to Crawford, he does a job on him, you
Well,
know?
it remains to be seen, doesn't it? Uh, what do you think about Canelo as a whole? As a whole, because he's run through a lot of them in UK, hasn't he?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You
They're
know, your
they're
Rocky
fair.
Fieldings and people like that. Billy Joe. Do you think Billy Joe comes back?
Nah, he ain't coming back. It's just lip service to keep him in, keep him in the media talking, and he ain't coming back. He's done. He's done. He's
Did you
done.
see him at the trying to get into Eubank's dressing rooms? It's size of him.
Yeah, he's done. He's done. He's done. The joke of it is yeah, he's done. He's done. He ain't coming back. I saw that. And again, it's just lip service. It's
Yeah.
lip service, you know,
Okay.
because before that, the week before that, he saw Napa. And Napa even said it. They were laughing, joking, and what have you. Before that, the week before that, they coincidentally stayed in the same hotel. And there was none of that. And then all of a sudden, a week later, when you've come up with all the cameras, you ain't got a license. You're never gonna get to go into the room. You just wanted to try and rattle Eubank. Yeah, it was just nonsense, to be honest.
Okay.
But it got everyone talking. It got everyone talking. It went viral within the boxing circle. Got everyone talking, and then even afterwards, yeah, I'm coming back. You ain't gonna come back
Coming back
because,
from what? Pizza or?
well, this is it. This is it. Coming back from Greg's.
Okay.
It's yeah.
Badou Jack is still the WBC cruiserweight champion. Not very active for me.
No, but
They
remember they love him over there in Saudi.
love
He's
Badou
the,
Jack,
he's the
don't
poster boy over there. That's why. So he's inactive. He's just hanging on to the belt. He's kind of got a free reign, to be honest.
they? Okay. Would you like to see Badou Jack against Chris Billum Smith?
Yes, but I can't see it happening. I think again with Jack, they're going to keep him hanging on and just giving him pick 'em fights. They're just going to keep him there because again, he's the poster boy over there. So they're not
Had you
going to put him.
signed with them?
Sorry?
You signed with them, man, in Badou Jack. Is he
Yeah, we
signed
did
with Turkey?
about I think about 3 years ago,
Yeah.
and in that he's been inactive.
He was one of the first ones wanted to jump over the
Yeah,
moon.
yeah, he was, and they've just got him as a poster boy. He ain't gonna fight no one. He ain't gonna fight. Billum Smith, again, where I don't know. It's weird. He's got an awkward style. He's actually decent, yeah, but he's got a horrible style. But the media are not, they're not picking up on it. They did with Lawrence. They labelled Lawrence that, but when you look at Bill and Smith, it's similar style to Lawrence Okoli. Lawrence's style beforehand. I'm not now as a heavyweight, but beforehand. But again, it's narratives that they want to spin. They weren't spinning that. They're not spinning that with Bill and Smith. He's over there with Shane. Well, I used to train at Leighton Youth Centre when I was in my younger years and what have you. And I'm originally from Leighton, the Leytonstone, and that's where them lot are based over there. And yeah, but he's not. Yeah,
Okay.
he's yes.
Munguia, he won against that Cerese, but that don't float my boat out like that. But do you think his goose has cooked Munguia now and he's just a case of
Yeah, yeah. Most definitely, most definitely, most definitely. But I do want to see Inoue. He's
Anulia?
again, he's smashed. Yeah. He done well. He done well. And I'm sure is it Nick Ball they're going to put him in with?
Yeah, well, Nick Ball's technically our only world champion that's not a paper champion. There's him and Dubois, world champions. Dubois a paper champion and he got his belt by email. Uh, and Nick Ball's really only world champion in country at the moment. Do you think that's a bad testament to where we're at in boxing in the UK? We've got two world champions and one by default.
Yeah, it is. But you know what? At one point, we were flying high in the UK. The
13
UK.
champions, didn't we, at one point?
Yeah, the UK. We held boxing up. We held boxing up, and we put it where it is now with all the eyeballs on it and attracting more casuals and what have you. Even now, when you look at the fights, the stadium fights we're having, and where is that happening anywhere else in the world? It's not.
Mm.
All eyes are over here due to the fight fans and how much, the general public, their interest there is. But at the moment, on the boxing front, like you said, we've only got two world champions.
Mm.
We've only got two. So I think, I hope, once Usyk leaves, the belts will be scattered and then a lot of them, we'll have a few more heavyweight champions over here, I believe. But then, the other divisions, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
Okay. Richard Rakporte weighed 235 pounds, which is 16 stone. No, no, 235. Sorry, that's 17 stone, isn't it?
Yeah.
17 stone, 25. Nearly 17 stone, isn't it? So, do you feel that that's a good weight for Richard Rakporte to open his account? He just beat a guy who didn't have a winning record, but he's up and running. Do you think he'll chase a Coley down now?
I believe so. I believe so. But I think again, both of them. I think Crowley's. I think has had two fights as a heavyweight. But I
Mm.
think again, he needs to lose some weight at Crowley and tighten up because he came in really heavy. Reactpour, he needs to bulk up a little bit. I believe a
Yeah.
little bit. I believe. Obviously, they fed him. They fed him someone easy. I think he needs to have about another two more. Easy fights like that to really get up to, up and running properly in heavyweight division.
Yeah. Okay. Uh, Mohammed Alakal, he's 4-0 now. I don't think he's had a stoppage. A Joe Gallagher fighter. Should he be stopping people now at this level? He's just beat Alex Morales, not Eric Morales, by the way. Uh, they're saying he's got it all and he's got a world-class trainer behind him, but does he need to be stopping people or?
You know what? I've heard a lot about him. There is a lot of hype. There is a lot of hype about him. And again, I think he should be, but that will come. That will come. That will come. That will come. I think give him again. That will come within the next few more fights. And that once he does, then they've just got to work. Gallagher knows what he's doing, and the team they know what they're doing. They know what they're
Well,
doing.
he's right-hand man, isn't he, for Turkey out there now? He runs the Mike Tyson gym, doesn't he, and advises him and all sorts. So he's done well, Joe, there, hasn't he?
100%, 100%. And again, he's another one, straight talker, straight talker. But, you know, Eddie and all the other cronies have tried to bat him down and,
They
tried to
tried to
put him
shut
down.
him down, didn't they, Eddie?
Yeah, they
And
tried to.
Sky, they tried to shut him down. They told all his fighters, if you're staying with Joe, you're probably not going to get slots on Sky.
Yeah,
Oldie Smith's deserted him after look what he broke his back for them, didn't he? Really, especially Paul Smith, didn't he?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Went
But
into
this
bat for
is
Callum Smith, didn't he? He got Callum Smith a very easy route to a world title at super middle, and he's done nothing since then except talk a good game and fight once a year.
this is it. But to be honest, I do want to see Callum Smith fight Yard. I actually think Callum Smith would win, to be honest. But I do want to see Callum Smith fight Yard. I think that would be a good fight. But I do think Callum will win. I think he's in decline as well. I think he's wasted his career, you know.
Do you
But
think
yeah.
that Yard uh, either fights somebody who's a killer or somebody who's not very good? I know he's fought Lyndon Arthur 3 times, but I didn't think it needed a third. But you say Lyndon Arthur's only 50-50 guy he's been in with. The others, he were either overmatched or undermatched. Do you agree?
No, I agree. I agree. Again, they've tried to be smart about it by not but putting him in easy fights, matching him when the money's right. They've made money out of it, but on the other and then basically using that. Oh yeah, we've fought. We've gone up and we've challenged twice. So we're better than everyone else. It was a lot of masking. They've masked their way through, and now it's like you're seeing all the holes. You're seeing the holes in regards to well, what is Yard's real level? Because you've gone up twice and fought on a world stage, it doesn't mean you're world class. If that's the case, we can say Eubank's world class.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
this is what they were trying to do beforehand. So we command X, Y, and Z money. No, you don't. You don't command that. What again, it's a lot of masking. Where's your pulling power?
Where's Yard's belts? What belts has he got?
Well, this is it. This is it. And I think even down to the Yard and Buatsi, I think that's years. That's gone on. No one really cares now. But even with that, Buatsi beats him.
Yeah.
I think it would have been a closer fight a few years back. But now, no, Buatsi beats him.
Okay.
Buatsi beats him.
Do you want to go on to part three and I'll be on in about 2 minutes? I'm just going
Yeah.
for a leak. All right.
All
Cheers,
good, all
Lewis.
good. All right, mate.
Thanks for liking and subscribing and leaving a comment. I hope you've enjoyed Lewis's debut in this three-parter. Well, it's about to start the next three-parter. Stig, thank you for your text. You're welcome on here anytime. Have we all got an appetite for a Stig comeback? Women love him, men want to be him. A London cabbie. Right, well then. So I'll see you on part three. Go on, booyaka.